You weren't that excited, but I'm quite... Okay, so everything's fallen.
Was that a ghost?
Yeah, that's a ghost.
What was that? Oh God, I just saw that. I saw that fall over. I'm like, how did that happen?
Oh, that's okay. I'll edit that out. Or I'll leave it. You know, that's funny. No, but... Hello YouTube, Ash here and welcome to another episode of Special Talks. Today I'm going to be starting my series of retro reviews of the Transformer franchise. As you know, I'm a big Transformer fan. My only tattoo I have is a Autobot Transformer. I was born 1980, so I grew up with these cartoons. So I saw the trailer of Bumblebee and I really liked it. So I decided, let's review all the Transformer films leading up to Bumblebee. But I wanted to do something different, so I decided to invite a load of YouTube friends and they will help me out with talking about these films. So today I have a fantastic guest to start it off. I have San Antonio's unofficial critic, I think I said it right, Mr. Rudy. Please introduce yourself, dude.
Ashley, thank you so much for having me, sir. This is actually pretty cool, and I am myself a Transformers fan of the old school cartoons, Generation 1. I grew up with that myself, and I have some thoughts on the Michael Bay films. I'm pretty sure you're aware of that. So, yeah, I got a lot to say about him. And again, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate being on your show.
And as I said, I really love your channel. And guys, I'll be putting the link to his channel in the description below. And yeah, so definitely check him out, especially gamers out there who love Metal Gear Solid. He did a fantastic video. Definitely check that out. So anyway, we're here to talk about Transformers. We're going to talk about the first Transformer film. So when this was announced, I was so excited because, as I said, I grew up with the Transformers. And yeah, there was going to be a live action Transformer film. And yeah, so were you as hyped as me when you heard about this?
Oh man, yeah, absolutely, because throughout the 90s, before the internet was big, you remember Wizard Comics? Wizard Comics would always have a story of like Transformers was in development and we're like, yay. And I remember Jurassic Park really proving to everybody and myself that, hey, we now have the technology to actually make these Autobots and Decepticons realistic. So I was very excited since the mid-90s. And of course, it took some time. And I was excited to hear that it was finally in development. Steven Spielberg was a producer in the film. I did lose a little wind out of myself when I found out Michael Bay was going to direct. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it'll be like The Rock or Armageddon, something like that. So I'm like, okay, but I was hyped for it. And I was very excited. I remember going on the premiere, the day one when it was released, man.
Yeah, same here. I was so excited, like I couldn't wait. And we actually had a preview. Very rarely in Malta they do previews. And I said, I have to get the tickets straight away. So I took my sister, took my wife, took my best friend, and they were like, and as soon as the first sheen came up, like I grabbed my sister's hand, look, it's Transformers, like, and she was saying, be quiet. I was like going really, really crazy. And yeah, but same thing, as soon as I heard Michael Bay, I was thinking, I hope it's not like extra long and just explosions, because his last couple of films, you know, especially Bad Boys 2, which went on forever, and that's something we've seen in the Transformer films. But I love The Rock. Armageddon is one of my favorite films of the back then, because I just, you know, it's just a fun blockbuster film. So yeah, I was kind of scared, kind of not. But I said, let's give it the benefit of the doubt. And then the film finally came out. And I enjoyed it. I did. I think I was rose-tinted glasses, you know, because it's just Transformers and that. In fact, this film, I went to see this film 7 times in the cinema.
7 times? Wow, dude.
Yeah. But that just shows you the quality of the other Transformers film, because this one was 7 times, Revenge of the Fallen was 3 times, the other 2, 1 time, and then the last night, I was nearly not even going to watch it in the cinema, but then it was the last chance Tuesday when the last showing, and then it stops in the cinema. I said, let's just go watch it, let's just go, you know, and so that's how my excitement for Transformer films has gone, like that.
It's declined like a mountain, a steep mountain. God, I only saw Transformers, the original, twice in the theater because I saw it and I liked it, but there was something missing about it. And I'm like, oh, let me go check it out and see it again. And I did enjoy it. But the other Transformer films, I am not lying when I say this, I have never seen another Transformers film in the theater since part one. I refused to watch it. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm not supporting this Bay Vision. It's not what I'm looking for. It's not my G1 80s Transformers. So I only saw them on Blu-ray or on, Hulu or whatever. And to your point, the last one, last night, whatever it's called, I was watching it here free at the house, and I actually turned it off when Mark Wahlberg was talking to, I guess, Grimlock in the junkyard, telling him to spit out the car. I was like, I'm done. Screw this. I'm out of here. And I just turned it off. I can't finish this. I can't.
Let's just mention that because I have to they ruined Grimlock. That's not Grimlock. Now we know Grimlock's a bit dumb because he is, even in cartoons. But he's not that. I don't know what. No.
Yeah, that was like a pet dog. It wasn't a Grimlock, whatever he said. It wasn't that.
So anyway, let's get back to the original. I saw it quite a lot. Looking back, because I actually re-saw it lately, just because I know I'm going to review all these films, so I wanted to watch it again. It's still enjoyable. It's still the best one of them all. And it can stand on its own, and it can be an enjoyable blockbuster movie. It's not going to be like anything like the Avengers or anything like that. But it's a fun film. It has its faults, which we'll get into. One of the main things I thought is they focus way too much on the humans.
Oh yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that, man.
You go into a film, Transformers. That's the title, and I think the Transformers are probably in 25% of the film, or let's say 30, let's be generous and say 30% of the film. The rest is focused on Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox's ass.
Her midsection and all that. Yeah, which she's gorgeous. I'm not going to lie. I mean, from a dude's perspective, like, hey, it's gorgeous. But after like 3 minutes, I'm like, enough. I want to go see Optimus Prime fight Megatron. Like, enough of this. And even his parents, the Witwicky parents, it was the Witwicky parents and Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. It was like you said, it was like 70% of the film was them. And we only got little pieces of the Autobots.
Yeah, and then it has the whole government this, government that. So many subplots, and all the subplots are nothing to do with the Transformers. They're just humans. I had actually read somewhere that the script was completely different, and then when Michael Bay took over, he said this is too much focused on the robots and people aren't going to connect to this. So that's why he added lots and lots of military stuff. Yeah, so I actually read that quite recently. I said, oh, so that's why. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, thank you, Michael Bay. Sarcasm. Yeah, well, I'll give him this. He's got his talent, and he knows how to film like the military, like the whole ambiance, the whole organization, the communication, and the whole tactical plans that go into a battle attack. I'll give him that, but it was too much of that. It was too much of the military, and again, not enough focus on Cybertron, Megatron. They didn't even bring up the Matrix. It was just a whole bunch of things that I was not looking for. Things that I want to see were not in the film.
You mentioned the Matrix. That's in the second film, and that also is ruined as well because everything that's proper with the Transformer name that we've loved is ruined because that's not the Matrix of leadership. That I don't know what the hell that was, but yeah. So that just goes on how Michael Bay did his own film. He just created something which couldn't, he might as well not even call it Transformers. He could have called it anything, Yeah, and you mentioned the parents. They're bad in this, but this is actually their best performance because in the other two films they are way, way worse. Especially in the second film. The second film,
Yes. Isn't that the one where they were stereotyped or like racist depictions of like, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Oh God, I forgot about that, but oh God.
They had a red and green boat and they were like, yeah, totally like racist. Oh.
Yeah. Gold teeth there. Oh God. Jeez, I remember that now.
But still, even in this film, which is, as I said, the better one, he still managed to put bad humor in it. Like the bit where Bumblebee pees on John Turturro. Like, dude, why? Why would you even think that's...
Well, to your point, let's just rewind 30 seconds from that actual scene. John Turturro takes off his pants and he's got these cartoon boxers on that say Section 7. Oh, God. I'm cringing here. I saw that. I'm like, okay, this is a kids movie. This is silly, but I actually kind of look past it and just focus on the Autobots. Really, don't even look at John Turturro.
Oh no, and he had the whole vest as well, Sacred Seven, like Superman, but S7, and like, oh yeah, that's great. Yeah, but like this humor, why would we care about his dog, which is a crackhead, and like things that he thought this is funny? They're not funny. They're like I think 10-year-olds would think they're funny. I don't know. It's just, oh
Yeah. I think that's what he was probably trying to do, is like make it for kids, even though the main audience was, the demographic was our age, like 35 to 45-year-old guys who grew up on this stuff. And
even like teenagers, I think it was too stupid for them as well, but people loved it, and it was really, really successful, which gave me hope that the next ones would be better, which they weren't, but it gave you hope that they would. One of the best scenes in the film, because let's talk about some of the goods. One of the best scenes in the film, and which I consider probably the best scene, not the best action scene, but the best scene in all the franchise, is when they arrive in Earth, when the Autobots descend. That is just perfection. The music, the effects, and when they choose their vehicles, and up to the point where Optimus transforms with the lovely music. I had goosebumps. I was near enough. I'm not joking. I really had a little bit of a tear, because the first transformation, you got that epic music, and then he says, "I am Optimus Prime." So, did you like that part?
And I'll 100% agree with you. That was the one part where I got the chills, because, like you said, the score was just powerful. The arrival was cinematic and just cool, and you just saw each of them arrive. They scanned their own vehicle. I'm like, hey, there's Jazz, and there's Grim, and there's Ironhide, and it looked pretty cool. I will admit that I was kind of disappointed that the vehicle they chose for Optimus Prime wasn't what we grew up with. It was still cool. It had fire on it and all that. I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. But when they arrive in the alley and, they're all transforming, the camera kind of pans around everybody and they're just transforming one by one. And then it ends in Prime and he just goes in front of the camera and, I am Optimus Prime, or you Sam Witwicky. He says whatever he says. But that was honestly, I will agree with you 100%. That was my favorite part of the entire franchise in that film.
Yeah, that is just the best bit, and I agree with you that it was disappointing to see the different truck. Yeah, there's been so many different Optimus Primes over the year. They've changed him. He was one time a fire engine. He was sometimes that. So I can look, past that. But he still looked very cool. I didn't like that he had lips. I wish he just had the thing.
Yeah. The guard or something like that. It comes up when he goes into battle or something, but I wanted that mouthpiece there, whatever it's called.
Yeah, the lips kind of like, they look funny. Like Optimus Prime is supposed to have like that. That was basically the best thing in the film. Like, then it's just ridiculous. Like, even the Autobots, when they're hiding from Sam Witwicky's parents, like, yeah, no. All right, they arrived. They had this epic part. Let's build on this. Let's go fight some Decepticons. No, now we're looking around for Sam's great-great-grandfather's glasses. Then John Turturro shows up, and yeah. And in the meantime, Megatron hasn't even been in the film yet.
Yeah. Where is he at? Oh, he's frozen in the Arctic. Yeah, that's what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah, the greatest villain of the Transformers, the big bad, shows up in the last 15 minutes. Basically, that's it. It's sort of like the whole Spider-Man Venom in Spider-Man 3, where Venom was depicted as the big villain, and then he shows up in the last 10 minutes. Same thing.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, hey, he just showed up to show up and did nothing. But I don't want people like watching this video thinking we didn't like it. It's the one Michael Bay Transformers film that I love, and I actually have it on DVD somewhere. I didn't buy it on Blu-ray, but I have it on DVD. I did like how the movie opened up. It really felt like this was going to be a fun experience. That one robot showing up on the base, Decepticon, I'm sorry, and just destroying that military base. It set the tone like, hey, this looks like it's going to be epic. But again, not enough focus on the Transformers. The one thing I will give Michael Bay and his crew for doing is it never gave us, if you think about it, no movie prior to this movie ever gave us like a car chase. There's a car chase of two vehicles going, and then all of a sudden the cars transform and they start battling. I was like, oh my God, that's badass. That's so cool. I remember seeing that for the first time, and it was epic. And then they start fighting, and I can't tell what's going on. I was like, who's fighting? What's going on?
That's one of the big things that even like, when they fight, like it's so fast. It reminds me a lot of, and I mentioned it in the review I did recently for Venom, when at the end they're fighting and it's like That's sort of like what the first couple of Transformers were, where you don't understand who's winning, what's happening, who's done, and the camera shifts around. Like even the fight, like can we just steady cam and have them fight? Like even the big fight at the end. I say big fight, it was like 2 minutes, but Optimus Prime finally versus Megatron. Oh, but let's go back to this one issue I had as well with it. Optimus Prime does something really heroic. He has that big fight on the highway and that, and like he gets out his swords, and that's probably the best fight in the film. And then he vanishes. He shows up when Jazz is dead, everything's gone to hell, and then he finally shows up. I'm here! Like, that's an issue I had in most of the Transformer films. You know, Optimus Prime does something heroic, and then he vanishes. And then he comes back to do the final battle at the end. Like, where was he? Did he stop?
He stopped to get Energon cubes, because they're always low on energy in the cartoons. I don't know. Maybe that's what he did.
Yeah, as you said, I really hope people don't think I hate this film. I love this film. I saw this film 7 times. Even now, when I rewatched it, I enjoyed it. Like, it's much better than any of the Transformers films. It's fun. I wouldn't mind watching it again. Let's put it that way. There's some films that I would say, no, I'm definitely not watching The Last Night again. Like, I had to sit through that for the review, and yeah, let's get to the fight. Optimus Prime shows up, which is another great scene. The music, and then, you know, he transforms. He goes like they're like fighting the Matrix and all that, and then he has this little fight with Megatron, and that's it. Basically, it's a 2-minute fight.
That is it. And Optimus doesn't defeat Megatron. It's Sam who shoves the Allspark in Megatron's chest. So Shia LaBeouf actually defeated Megatron. So I was like, yeah, okay. All right. I was just like, yeah. And to your point, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but to your point, when Optimus is gone, right? And there's Megatron, and he shows up to battle Megatron. I was hoping that the filmmakers would give a little nod and wink to the old school fans, because we've all seen Transformers the movie, the 86 version, right? I was hoping Optimus Prime would roll in and they would animate that intro where he comes in the vehicle and then transforms and just starts shooting people. That's like one of the most epic scenes of my childhood. And I was hoping they would translate that into the CGI space, and he didn't. He didn't. I was like, oh, there's a missed opportunity, man. Oh, that would have made me fall in love with the film a whole lot more if they had thrown that in there.
That's probably my favorite film of all time. Now, I know it's controversial, but I've seen that film so many times. You know, everyone has their personal film, and no one's the same. I just love that film, you know. And even they did a nod to it. They said when Prime says, you know, at the end of this day, one will stand, one will fall. But they ruin it. They show Sam.
Yeah, it's off camera.
Yeah, it's off camera. Why? This is one of the best lines, you know, that it would bring fans in, you know, it would get everyone hyped. And he's saying it, and we off camera, and we see Sam running. No, why? Why would you do that? Please.
I don't know. Yeah, it's probably like one of the crew members convinced Michael Bay to do it, and they didn't film it, so they just had him do like a ADR after production. There's the fans. They'll like that little line.
Yeah, saying that, I actually saw when this film was coming out, they did lots of polls. What line would you really like Optimus Prime to say? And one shall fall, one shall stand. One shall fall, one shall stand was at the top of it. You know, so probably it could be like after post production. Oops, let's put it. Where we're going to put it in? Let's just put it in somewhere.
We'll figure out a spot. Yeah.
Let's do some ratings for this film, because I know you do some ratings. So I personally, even now rewatching it, I can honestly say, when it came out, I would give it a 5, but now rewatching it, I'm still going to give it a 4 out of a 5, because I still enjoyed it. You know, it's a film I would watch again, and I really don't mind. So what would you give it?
Well, with my rankings, I go from 1 to 100. So I would probably give Transformers a solid like 82. 82. I think it's done well. The CGI is amazing. It's just from a fan standpoint, you're a diehard fan, I'm a diehard fan. It just really didn't give us a lot of meat of what we're looking for. Not enough focus on the Transformers, but as far as the action sequences and the CGI, and really the focus, I'll give Bay this, the focus they gave Optimus Prime. I really left the theater like saying they really captured Optimus Prime as a leader. I'm like, his morals, his ethics, they really captured Prime. So yeah, I would give it a solid 82. And
I do like how they showed Prime as a proper hero, and like newer generation found out who Optimus Prime is, and that was cool. Like that's Prime. Like I've been talking about Prime, you don't know who he is. Now people can actually realize he's one of the best, heroes in, So I did like that. So yeah, I'm gonna end all my videos on asking about Bumblebee. Now I saw your trailer reaction for Bumblebee, and you weren't that impressed. At the beginning of the year, when I did my top 10 films I want to watch for the year, I didn't even mention Bumblebee. I was not excited at all. Then I saw the trailer, which got me excited, and then I realized who the new director is, and Kubo and the Two Strings is a fantastic, beautiful, I don't know if you've ever seen this film.
It's one of my favorite films of all time. I have it on Blu-ray. I love it.
It's fantastic. It captures very magical, it's dark. So if he can bring something like that to Bumblebee, I am super, super excited. And as I said, from the trailer, it shows that they've done G1 look. You see Soundwave. So what do you think for Bumblebee? What are you hoping to see in Bumblebee?
Dude, thank you for this, because I had no idea he was a director. I really didn't pay attention, but I love every film that he's done in that I don't know, forgot the name of the studio, but that studio. I have Paranorman, I have Coraline, I even have Kubo and the Two Strings, and they're all well written. And I love how he focuses on stories. So that makes me actually a lot more excited for Bumblebee now, because now I know there's going to be a focus on the character in the movie. So wow, I'm getting goosebumps, dude. Thank you for bringing that to my attention, dude. Because and I wasn't excited on the trailer on the reaction, because again, I have this bad taste in my mouth when it comes to Transformer movies. But if they've actually gave the reins to somebody like this, Travis Knight, and again, the robots did look like Generation 1. In my reaction video, I'm like, hey, is that Shockwave? I'm like, oh my God, Soundwave, oh my God. I was like excited to see that. So I'm actually more excited now for this. I really am.
And another fact, because as I said, I saw the panel from Comic-Con. He is a big Transformer fan. In fact, his panel was opened by Stan Bush playing You Got the Touch.
Oh God, that's awesome.
And he has hinted that he's going to put it, because it's based in the 80s, so he's hinted he's going to put some original music from the 86 into this film. I can imagine that, You've Got the Touch is going to show up somewhere, even though it won't be Optimus, but I reckon I will go like crazy when it shows up. Like I would like jump out of my seat.
I will too. That or Dare. If they play either one of those, I'm going to freak out, man. That's going to be so cool.
Yeah, and it's good that we actually have someone directing it who's a fan, because Michael Bay was not a fan. I remember him saying this is a silly idea, and then he only did it because he wanted to work with Spielberg, so he wasn't into it and that. So, but this guy's a fan, and he says, you should look up he does the whole interview, and he says how much of a fan he was, and that he wants to capture the essence of G1, and that's why the look has gone back to G1 and that, because he wanted to make his Transformer movie, not like Michael Bay's Transformer.
That is so cool, man. Sincerely, man, thank you for telling me this, because I had no idea. I'm like really excited about this now. I'm really excited.
I reckon it's going to be nice, and that's why I'm doing this, because as I said, at the beginning of the year, I said, oh, Bumblebee, that's going to be another babe. But then I went the trailers, and then I realized who the director is, like you at this moment, and I said, oh, this could actually be good. Because I always said, if they get rid of Michael Bay, they can have a good Transformer movie. No offense to Michael Bay, but I think if he has nothing to do with it, this is going to be... Transformers has the potential to be a good film, Yeah, so... fingers crossed for that.
Yeah, and you know what? That was one of my hopes back in 2007, since we're talking about the original Transformers. I remember leaving the theater and like, hey, that was a good start to a franchise. I'm hoping the next director they pick takes what Michael Bay built and makes it, adds more content, because I was thinking they were going to treat the franchise like a Star Wars franchise or any franchise where they give directors a different, they choose different directors for different visions. And I was hoping they would do that, but no, Michael Bay's owned it for 4 or 5 films. And I'm really excited. Again, dude, I'm super hyped now about Bumblebee now that I know who's directing it.
Yeah, and I think he's been mentioned that he's going to direct Guardians as well. So I think I'm going to close up now, and we're going to pass over. Once again, I want to say thank you for Rudy for coming on this channel, and I'm going to pass it over to you so you can tell people where they can find you and the usual stuff. I'll put all of the links below, but yeah, just let them know where they can find you, Rudy. Well,
again, thanks for having me on the show. Actually appreciate it. But yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube. Just type in Rudy's Movie Reviews. I'll pop up there. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and also Facebook, and believe it or not, folks, if you guys have internet or local in Texas, you can also find me on a local television show called Great Day SA. I'm really excited about that. I was told just a couple days ago that they want me as a regular now, so now I'm going to be on the TV show, dude. So oh, that's so cool. So I'm excited about that, man. Yeah. So that's where you guys can find me. And again, watch my videos. If you like it, subscribe and share with friends, and we'll go from there. But thank you, man. This is so cool. And thanks for having me.
No, and as I said, I'm really, really grateful that he came on, because as I said, I'm a really fan, and definitely check out his channel. It's brilliant. So that's it for today. Keep following my channel to see the other reviews of the Transformer movies as we lead up to Bumblebee, because I'm super excited now. And as always, if you did like this video, maybe hit that like button, and if you want to see more of my stuff, please hit that subscribe button too, and I will see you next time. So, bye bye.